In this video, I'm going to show you 4 off the bike tests plus a position check on the bike so that you can optimize your mechanics and position and ride hard with no back pain. Don't worry, if you don't have an active back pain problem, this video is still going to be valuable for you. Welcome to the Sprinter's Lounge. This is Sonic the Hedgehog. He is our resident sprinter and needs no introduction. My name is Robbie. I help cyclists ride hard with no back pain. Let's dive into it. We're going to do on the bike assessment first and then take a look at those 4 tests. There's a few things that I want you to know before we get rolling. Position on the bike, it's very important. And body position is a huge part of that. The fit does not determine everything about your body position. You actually have control over that. As a cyclist, understanding your mechanics and imbalances is very important to staying healthy on the bike. And when we're doing that, staying healthy on the bike, we want our off the bike work to carry over onto the bike. Otherwise, we risk wasting time and doing stuff that's not actually that valuable for us. There's one key principle here that I think deserves attention over all others when it comes to understanding body position on the bike, and that's our hips-pelvis-spine position. So, in a nutshell, we want our hips to be open so that we can clear our entire pedal stroke smoothly. That lets us put out more power. That doesn't allow stress to pile up in all the wrong places. It's going to help us perform better. It's going to help us ride more comfortably, and it's going to help us avoid some of the pitfalls like nagging back pain that cyclists have on, honestly, way too regular of a basis. So this is super simple. Just to get an idea of your position, we're looking at a couple of things. How centered am I in the saddle? That can obviously be videoed. You can obviously feel that as well, but video really helps you to understand like what's actually happening here. And then the big thing, in terms of that key principle of opening up the hips, the best way to do that is to use the pelvis as your leverage. So if I go forward tilt of the pelvis, I'm going to close my hips at the top of the pedal stroke. Now, if I'm really flexible, I might be able to get away with it, but it's still not the most powerful position. In order to get an idea for what you need to do to rectify that, it's a simple tilt backwards. We want a strong, rounded back. A flat back is not a good thing on the bike for 90% of riders. And even for that 10%, it's still probably not the most powerful position. Now, it's not about going into the absolute most rounding that you possibly could. You're looking for the sweet spot where your hips are open, you're centered in the saddle, and you can hit your pedal stroke. It's nice and smooth, putting out awesome power and feeling great in the low back. So for me, that looks like this. This would be my maximal. That's a little too far. There's a lot of tension in my back. This would be me tilted forward, just grinding my soft tissue like cheese on a cheese grater. Underside of my body on the seat, not great. So here's the check for you again. Forward, tuck back slightly, nice little bend in the elbows, boom. Super solid engagement here, super strong back, super good force distribution, and of course, my hips, they're wide open. So, to get to the off the bike test, I'm not a huge fan of shooting videos in my kit when I don't need to, so let me get changed, and I'll be right back with you. Let's get to the 4 tests off the bike to better understand the hips, pelvis, spine mechanics so that we can ride hard with no back pain. The big thing here is that we're looking at how these tests build on each other to further and deepen our understanding of our mechanics and those mechanics that matter on the bike. Now, these 4 tests I use in my assessments with the cyclists that I work with, but it's obviously not all inclusive. I have about 50 tests that I will pull from depending on what I'm seeing in a customized assessment for a cyclist. That said, when we're looking at gaining an understanding of how the hips, pelvis, and spine move, in terms of a snapshot, these are very, very good. From here, I'm going to voice over what I see here because that's how I analyze my assessments with my actual athletes. It's easier for me to do that when it's on screen. So I'll see you in a sec here. Let's run through them. So here's what you're getting out of this. Once you run through these, you will see where you need work. And then, yeah, it's up to you to go do that work. So we are looking at, yes, are you restricted in a certain way? But more importantly, an upgrade of restrictions in terms of bigger problem is the imbalance. Because ultimately, if we have an imbalance of hips, pelvis, spine motion as a cyclist on the bike, that's typically what wreaks havoc on the low back. So let's dive into them. You're going to hear it click. That means it's rolling. I'm looking at them on the screen, so my eyes will be over here, but I'm right here with you. Cool. The first one, we're going to get feet just inside of the hips, and we are going to slide our pelvis out from under us like a drawer. We're looking for symmetry. We want to make sure we don't tilt our shoulders and don't bend one knee to detension. So you're seeing, am I symmetrical here? What do I feel through my hips and my back? Note that, and let's move on. The next thing we'll look at is isolated hip rotation. Internal rotation is foot out. External rotation is foot in. So I'm looking at how easy is that motion, and then I'm going to compare side to side to see if I need to flag one hip as problematic here. Spoiler alert, my left hip I would flag as problematic here. So we're starting to build this understanding that Robbie would do well to focus on his left hip. Looking at the squat, we're looking for depth, we're looking for symmetry. So the front checks both, the side checks depth, and the back, it checks both again. So am I shifting weight to one side? Do I travel over to one side to get to the bottom? And here we can see I shift to the right a little bit. It means I'm avoiding that left hip a little bit. So we've really honed in on left hip as a top priority for my mechanics in particular. And then finally, we're going to get into this 90-90 position. It's overrated as an exercise. It is great as a test. So it's how deep can you sit into it? Then can you kick that leg out and bring it back? Super smooth. Where do you feel the tension? Does it drive stress up to your back, or your QL is cramping? What are you feeling? Looking at it from the other side here, we can see, okay, much more of a struggle bus here. So I've fully corroborated the fact that my left hip needs work. This is aimed at giving you a snapshot of your mechanics. I want it to be easy to understand. I don't want to throw 35 tests at you and have you need to sift through those. So run through these 4. See, where are you limited? Where do you struggle? If you have questions about it, I'm going to do you a solid here. If you shoot video of it, shoot me an email at heyrobbie@racewithrobbie.com. Robbie spelled R-O-B-B-I-E. Let me know that you've got videos for me. I will give you my contact information to send those over, and I'll actually take a look at them for you and tell you, what do you need to work on? Now, first, I'll probably ask you what you found, what you actually see and feel, so that you can up your awareness there. But I will help point you in the right direction simply for reaching out and asking me about it. If you are looking for custom help with a back pain problem on the bike, back pain, saddle pressure, power imbalance, sciatica type stuff, I'm going to link my calendar in the description below. Book a call with me. We'll talk through it. Here's my thing. Before I go slinging solutions around, I want to make sure I fully understand a problem, that I'm confident that I can help, and that it would be a good fit both ways. So that's our job on the call. There's no pressure at all, but we got to run through that stuff for me to understand, is this something I can help you with? So my calendar link is below. I look forward to talking to you if in fact you want custom help with this. And again, if you just want me to look at your videos, shoot me an email, heyrobbie@racewithrobbie.com. Tell me, I got videos for you. I already shot them. I'll give you my contact information, my cell phone number, let you send those over, and I'll tell you where to start.